My name is Richard Jolly. I'm an adjunct professor of Organisational Behaviour here at London Business School. One of the major changes that almost every organisation is experiencing is just more complexity. In von Clausewitz, the military theorist, called it the fog of war. And as your strategy gets more complex, so your structures need to get more complex. And certainly my experience of working with a wide range of organisations is that this is really not an easy challenge at all. So in this very complex environment, one of the things that I would argue, based on my work with organisations, is that the organisations that are able to sustain a consistently dominant position in their sector is that they have a more effective sense of organisational confidence. So what you can think of is a spectrum of confidence. On one end of the spectrum you have overconfidence, and overconfident organisations have an arrogance, a complacency, and what's often called hubris, the pride that comes before a fall. The other end of the spectrum is underconfident organisations. And there some of the concepts are learned helplessness, this feeling that you're just a victim of your circumstances, which leads to what's sometimes called the bystander effect, where you say, well, what can I do? The challenge today is to really stay in the middle ground, to be a confident organisation. And in a complex, ambiguous world, that's particularly challenging. What are the characteristics of confident organisations? They have a very strong and shared sense of purpose. We know why we're here. We're actually excited about what we're trying to achieve as an organisation. If you have that, people are more motivated, more productive, and stay longer. It's a more collaborative environment. We support each other and work together, but the second and equally important point is we challenge each other. We have the difficult conversations. They are consistently high feedback cultures. So for me, a good example of a confident organisation is Southwest Airlines. There's a very simple reason for me why Southwest Airlines is different and better than its competitors. When you travel on Southwest Airlines, it's just obvious the people there actually enjoy their work. They're having fun. They sort of make it fun. They sort of wrap the safety briefing and make jokes, and it focuses very explicitly on social capital. And if you do that, then everything else follows. In previous eras, the way you got your confidence, both individually and organisationally, was through your knowledge and expertise, what we call human capital. Increasingly, I'm arguing, the organisations that are successful are not relying simply on their human capital, but much more on their social capital. And social capital is your ability to get things done through other people. And one aspect of social capital that really is driving change is the arrival of the Millennials in organisations. And this generation has a very different mindset and provides enormous, for me, hope for the future, but also they provide enormous challenge. That Millennials assume they won't stay with the same organisation for more than 2 years, really at any point in their career. Not because they're disloyal, because they assume it's just going to be horrible places, but they don't want to stay for very long. So the pressure is coming from outside, from this complexity. It's also coming from inside, from the bottom of the organisation. So this social capital, this ability to get things done through other people, is a critical aspect of what's defining confident organisations today, and increasingly will define them in the future.